Welcome back, everyone, to the Battlegrounds Brawl here in California, where we have gathered 16 players of your favorite Hearthstone personalities, Hearthstone Grandmasters, content creators, or even casters, as myself, Rodan, cast this event with Trixler from the Here's the Storm community / streaming on Twitch all the time. So now that we're done with halftime, we had about 10 to 15 minutes to see what the players are talking about, eat a little bit of lunch, and get in front of their PCs again to re-strategize. And it feels like mostly morale is still very high across the board, despite the fact that some teams are behind and some teams are ahead.
I think a lot of people are just simply having fun, right? Which is a testament to the game and what it really brings to everyone here playing. And I know Doombringers in particular, the one team that I'm currently cheering for. I heard them as they were walking back up, and they were like, hey, we're warming up. We're starting to place a little bit. Surrender, you're going to start carrying, and we got this. So I'm holding out for that. And I really hope that they do achieve a couple of big wins here, because I want to see them get up on that leaderboard a little bit higher.
Yes, I think it's going to be really important for all the teams now to prioritize going for the win.
Yeah, big dubs.
And I think like you'd rather get 8th place than try to just go for 4th place each time. That's not going to be what determines who gets the commanding lead, or if you're trying to make a comeback. You have to go for those big top 2 finishes at the very least in order to get that advantage and be able to snowball potentially into a victory. So with that, let's go ahead and explain once again for people who are tuning in during that break, or maybe even partially way through and didn't get an explanation on the format. We have 16 players divided into 4 teams of 4, and we're having 2 lobbies run simultaneously during this event. The first place in each lobby will get 5 points, 4 points for second place, and so on and so forth, as you can see, all the way to 4th. From there, the top 4 teams, based off the cumulative total across all 4 members of the team, will be getting prize money, as you can see on the right-hand page.
If you're joining us so far, those 5 points have started being awarded pretty heavily, but lately, Dog and Hafu were able to come fresh off of wins before we went into intermission, securing those big victories and looking for that $20,000 per player prize pool, man. They're looking to buy some tasty things, maybe a couple of jet skis, all that fun stuff available for them if they're able to grab that win. So we'll continue to watch and continue to see our groups as they play out. We will be hopping in pretty soon. Remember, we are having 2 lobbies that are running at the exact same time. We usually jump into one lobby, usually spin lobby A, lobby B, and figure out who we want to watch. And if we can, at the end, we'll finish off with the final moments. Regardless, the matches are being streamed for you. Go check them out. If you have a favorite player that is up here playing, their stream is live, and they are providing commentary just for you.
That's right. So you can check them out, twitch.tv/ whatever your favorite streamer is. In this case, you have Rabid Rangers. And if you want to follow Vin's, it's actually twitch.tv/ Solari, I believe, because it's a team. Not that Solari is their name. Disguised Toast needs to really kind of pick it up alongside Choco Bars and Regis Kilbin there, because I know Vince is getting top 4 finishes, but I feel like the other members of the team kind of slacking a little bit in terms of getting
Just put them on blast,
I feel like they should be whispering, because these players are looking over every time I'm like providing commentary.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you'll inspire them. Some people like to be beat up a little bit.
Toast walked up to me. He's like, I'm actually going to unfollow you on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw Toast look over, and he looked straight back into his monitor, just pure dead soul, man. You caused that. How do you feel about yourself, Dan? The destroyer of worlds? Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I didn't call Toast any names. I'm just saying that Rabid Rangers struggling a little bit. But I think like at Megafins, they had made a pretty big comeback to get 2nd place and tie for 1st place right before the halftime mark. So with that, let's hop into, I believe, Lobby A with Choco Bars, Lay, Dog, Brian Kibler, Regis Kilbin, Azadai, RDU, and Kalento. Okay, so one that we haven't talked about today, I was thinking about maybe we go in and check out Kalento, as he's actually running Yogg, and Yogg is a fun character to play. First things first, if you're gonna play Yogg, you do not choose Yogg. Yogg chooses you. And the moment that you get into that headspace and that mentality, you are going to play infinitely better. One of the things about this character is that his hero power allows for him to snag one of the minions at random and apply a 1/1 buff just by tapping 2 gold. And you can really flood your board early and also keep up with the teching that a lot of players are already doing.
I think you
That's
can
right.
win this thing.
Normally, recruiting in Hearthstone Battlegrounds costs 3 gold. And so being able to recruit it for 2 gold, pretty significant advantage. Speaking of advantages, Dog playing Patchwork at 60 life. Looks like he's being a little greedier while Kalento's being a little bit more aggressive. That 7 health, It's just a flesh wound, which I believe Patchwork is very used to.
He has a gaping flesh wound, actually, on his chest. He's been torn up pretty hard there. Poor Patchwork. But you know what? That's why he has that extra health, so he can continue to survive. From the Heroes community, we actually had one of those ourselves, our own abomination called Stitches. So I have a little heart in my place for Patchwork and what he brings to the game.
Yeah. Does he also hook as well?
He also hooks. He brings out the hooks, man. He's a level guy. He also has a mechanic where he eats an entire hero, which is super fun. But you know, we can talk about that another day. Because if you get me going about heroes, I'll talk all day.
Well, we have plenty of heroes here. Clento is playing the Yao Saran. Another Elise being chosen by RDU that's in this lobby as well. I'm really curious to see how some of the new heroes perform.
Sure.
Elise the Starseeker is getting a little bit of a bad rap, but I mean, maybe these players know something that we don't.
I mean, if we want to, we can go over to RDU and keep up an eye on him. I'm looking at his board right now.
I actually want to go to Asmodai after this game, after this battle rather, because he's playing Dancing Darryl, and we're going to start to see a potentially advanced play here. Normally we like to talk about what Battlegrounds is in terms of the basic level, but being able to see what Asmodai is going to be up to will showcase why Dancing Darryl is a really interesting hero. If you look at Darryl's hero power, look at his hero power. If the mouse will cooperate, thank you.
There you go.
Passive hero power. After you sell a minion, randomly give 2 minions in the tavern +1/+1. So he has the opportunity of buffing up the minions significantly, either in this turn or the next couple turns.
Yeah, typically you'll see a lot of folks just flood the board, get some tokens on the field. Tokens are the summons that are brought. So in this case, we have the Tidehunter there on the right, that Murloc, which spawns a 1/1 Murloc as well. That would be considered a token, that Murloc that has spawned. You can throw those in and sell them to get that marketplace upgrade. Some players also, if they have extra econ laying over, after they've flooded the board, they'll keep it in their hand to go for that big, massive buff. One minion in particular that a lot of players look for with the Dancing Darryl is that Cyclotron. Divine Shield of Taunt already, and you buff it up like crazy. But we'll have to see if he gets that, as we'll go ahead and watch him do his best here to mitigate damage and set himself up for more dancing.
That's right. And the trades end up favoring Asmodai. It looked like he was the underdog, but able to get some good value trades. Let's see if this is the turn that he's going to dance. He finds a Divine Shield minion, so he could go for a very big Righteous Protector, which is a 1/1 Divine Shield and Taunt. Choose instead to roll.
There it is again.
Another opportunity. But the thing is, part of the reason why the Cyclotron is great is because it's also a mech, so you can keep buffing it.
Yeah.
The problem with a Righteous Protector is that it has no tribe. You can see in the very bottom there's no like mech or demon that has like a tag, right? Like Beast, Murloc. There's really nothing on that Righteous Protector. So as much as you'd like to get the Divine Shield, you want to also think about the future.
You don't have to worry too heavily about dancing 2 until you get to a point where you're around 9 gold. 9 gold will allow you to buy 3 minions. And if you stay at Tier Tavern 3, there is only 4 minions offered to you by Bob. So that means you can buy 3 minions, leave the one that you want, and go for the full hardcore buff, which might be a strategy here that we're waiting for Asmodai. And when it happens, it's beautiful. It's full Kevin Bacon. There is full flash dance going on, tons of enjoyment, lots of buffing happening, but it is something that you have to make sure you are set up for and that you can survive to. And so far, he's done that miraculously.
Yeah, it's a battle of the scavenging hyenas and the support crew. This is inevitable showdown, but we'll find out if the hyena gets a good attack or a bad attack on both sides.
As long as it gets it, there we go. And that's a tie. That's a win for Dancing Darryl. Now we're at 9 health bars, looking pretty good. 9 gold available. Will he start the dancing?
Ooh, and another Murloc Tidehunter, which would give a 3 of a kind.
And another token, by the way, which would be helpful for, again, selling over to Bob. I have to question you real quick, Dan. When you're dancing Darryl, what real-life dance do you do in real life? What do you pull out?
The only move I know how to do is to dab.
Is that considered a dance nowadays?
I also do know how to floss.
Okay, that's pretty nice.
Don't ask me to do any of those things.
Yeah, I kind of want to see you do the floss, man. Honestly, I go with the old.
don't.
I go with the Macarena. It's an old one. I can pull it off. I usually need some beats, but
look, I like our viewers way too much to subject them to that.
I honestly think they want to. And if you want to see Dan dance, give him a tweet, man. @Frodan, right? Let him know. Maybe you can put a video out later. I would love to see you pull it out, man.
My doing embarrassing things on camera days are behind me.
It's never done, man. Not till the day it's over, man. We're gonna get you to dance.
Oh, well.
Regardless, we didn't get the full dancing Darryl. We had a bit of a rotation there coming in from Asmodai, but it's fine. He has a strong board. He's sort of transitioned into Beast. He loses the Hyena. Poor Ed falls, but we get a couple more. As we'll have a 2-2 dropout from the Savannah. The Rat Pack survives, and Dancing Darryl is trying his best here to mitigate some damage.
Doesn't look like much damage would be mitigated. Asmodai's going to take another pretty decent amount of damage here. Looks like it's 10. Oof. Well, the thing is, Asmodai has almost full life, so I want to see that big sell point. And I think Asmodai is hovering, waiting for that one moment to be offered it.
The reason why we believe he's also going to be moving into this Dancing Darryl as well is he stayed around 4 taverns here. At this point, you're starting to push into 5, maybe a little bit, looking for some big upgrades for maybe that Light Fang. Dancing Darryl is a hero that there is a positive strategy to stay on your 3 or 4 drops to be able to spend your extra econ to get that buff minion. And here we go. He finds something that he may like. I believe he's looking for that Rat Pack there.
Yes.
If he gets it buffed. But, oh, so
keeps
far
buffing
unlucky.
the Zubot.
I mean, it will give you some numbers, but that's really unfortunate. It's not a card you want to keep in your tribe. There's no synergy. It doesn't buff your Hyena. It hurts a little bit. And sometimes when you're dancing, yeah, you might step on someone's toes.
Including your own.
I've done that. It hurts a little bit. But the Rat Pack finally gets some numbers. A solid 8-8. Originally,
Very
it is a 2-2. Ooh, I like holding on to the last one there. Let's see if he can get that buff onto either the Hyena or the Rat Pack.
Yep, so Beast, a strategy that hasn't actually worked out too much. We've seen a couple of Beast players get to the top 4, make a push for the top 2, but nothing as convincing as the Light Warden, not the Light Warden, the Light Fang. And looking at all this dancing, I gotta say, I don't think Darryl really did too much here.
That's a gamble when you go out clubbing, man. Sometimes it's just not your night. Can't pull it off, and Dancing Darryl not really doing it for this Hyena. Now, I will say, if he can get this Hyena up to a level 2, a golden Hyena, that would do wonders for his composition. This Hyena gets sniped, doesn't build as hard. But wait a minute, it's getting pretty big right now.
It ended up doing a lot better than I thought, assuming that this Hyena gets some good trades here.
Oof. Okay, there's that one.
Needs to eliminate that last 3-2, or 6-4 rather.
I'm okay with that.
Not that much damage. I thought Asmodai would take a lot more, but seems like Asmodai is mitigating as much as he can.
Certainly a thumbs up. I would not mind that outcome if we were playing here. All right. So at this point, you need to start thinking, okay, do I want to build a couple more dancing, or do I want to buff more units? At some point with Dancing Darryl, you got to start having fun, and you need to commit to just teching up.
So this is the tech up. He has the opportunity to sell and go for a tier 6 unit, but looks like he's going for a tier 5, which has access to pretty good stuff.
One of your favorite cards, the Wolf. Is wonderful at tier 5.
My boy Goldrin.
Yes, right, Goldrin. There's a couple of good pickups at level 5 that you can get with Beast. Some quick knowledge for you at home if you're wanting to play yourself. Level 4 is really, really good for mechs. Level 5 is pretty solid for Beast. You have a lot of your heavy hitters there. So that's usually what you're trying to build into and looking for an upgrade when you find those 3 card packs that give you a free upgrade.
Ironhide Direhorn, just a lot of stats. It's a big booty on the field. I don't know why I know that, but if you look at the full card art, it does have a big butt.
Is he? Wow. I'm gonna have to go home.
We are body positive here at Hearthstone Battlegrounds.
Hey, some people, they enjoy. You know, I'm not going too far into this.
Oh no, the Darryl
picture. All right, Brand gets picked off. And we're gonna have a bit of a spawn, buffing up that Hyena once again. The Revolver gets hit. Ooh, you always hate when you don't fully one-shot that Revolver, because it's gonna spawn another taunt, which could potentially give you another Divine Shield, as your opponent would love to have that. Rat Pack doesn't die. Oh no, Dan.
Oh boy. So with 14-14, oh no, this is gonna look like another defeat for Asmodai.
Yeah. Things are just going a little unlucky for him. I don't know about you, but when you're losing out on the matchup, you're willing to have a couple of unlucky trades in the early stages if you get it later, you know?
Yeah, like the extra buffs matter a lot in this case. And now Asmodai is running out of time We have a couple of players in the bottom 4 that are on the verge of being eliminated.
Battle is really raging out there.
Asmodai is one of them.
Choco Bars as Akazam, Regis as Nefarian, and Asmodai as Darryl, and Dog as Patchwork. Those are the bottom 4, but this game is pretty swingy. You can't really sleep on anybody until the last battle has commenced.
Asmodai is looking for those final beasts that will help bring its composition together. That Wolf would be wonderful for him. The Death Rattle gives 4/4 across the map.
I just gotta say that this feels a little bit weak. I think in the sense that Asmodai has a mech in the form of a Zubat. He has a demon in the form of Voidwalker. He has several beasts, as you can see, beast, 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 beast.
And Bell.
And it's okay. It's just that it's not that huge convincing, like, oh, I'm really scared of something in his composition. In fact, he has this 2/2 Hyena, which could easily get sniped by other things too, because he only has 1 taunt. So Asmodai has to find a higher impact minion if he wants to fight. And other people like Kibler have these light fangs that are just going to continue to grow.
It's looking rough, and oh my gosh, it just got rougher.
This is bad.
This is not looking good. At this point, we're in scramble mode, hoping to make it through here, take less than 12 damage if we do lose. Good hit there. Not quite the kill you, Amalgam, what you're looking for.
Oh no.
Dan, do we call it? What time is it?
This
Is the surgeon here?
might be closing time. Oh no!
Oh boy.
All the bad trades for Asmodai. How much damage is this?
It's gonna be enough. 12 hits to the face.
Oh.
I would have pulled out the little Murloc High there. Like at that point, you're just like, all right, it's done. Thanks, guys. Thanks for chilling. Unfortunately, 8th place here for Asmodai as Danton Darryl just could not bring the necessary steps here. Not enough choreography.
We're heading over to Brian Kibler, who had the honors of eliminating Asmodai. Offered a Discover reward for 6 stars with the Gentle Megazord, the Zap Slywick, and the Sneeds Old Shredder. Interesting that he go for Sneeds. I thought Sneeds was potentially the weakest option, given that he had 2 Murlocs that he could adapt in the form of the Nightmare Amalgam, the old Murkai. But he does have the Lich King hero power, so that makes sense. Lich King's hero power says Reborn Rights. At the start of your next combat, give your rightmost minion, in this case, it is the Sneasel Shredder, Reborn. Reborn is a mechanic that returns whatever died back at 1 life.
Yeah.
Which means that Sneasel Shredder will come back and summon another legendary minion, which can involve Myexna or Zap.
Yeah.
Or other really powerful
Reaper.
6-star units, yeah.
And the other part too here is, I don't believe he had a mech prior to this as well, so that mech comes in and now the Lightfang is able to provide a buff to the Shredder. So now he has 4 units fully getting buffed up. So a card that you would look at as maybe not being the best 6 tier suddenly really starts to pay for its weight in gold. There's a nice little trade-off there, hitting the Hyena as well as the Lioness that get picked off, High Mane taken away. And trades continue to come out. Divine Shield comes in and hits a Shredder, but look, that's that Reborn mechanic you were talking about.
And that Shredder gets the hit for 2. Pulls out an old Murkai, which not really that great, to be honest. I feel like this Sneasel Shredder wasn't super impactful, but
the beast
good
too.
enough.
The beast gives your opponent a card if it falls victim. There's a 3/3
Oh,
Patchwork. Oh
that trade
man,
hurt us a lot.
these hits. Little on the rough sauce here. A couple of 1/1s traded out. There goes the Battle Master, collides, get a hit. Can he hit this one here on the right? Boom. And that's okay. Not massive damage. It hurts, but he survives.
The Dog with the Patchwork getting in that damage. No player eliminated in 7th place just yet.
This lobby's had some longevity to it, actually. We've only lost 1 player. Usually when 1 falls, you see 2 to 3 follow afterwards, a bit of a domino effect.
Interesting.
What are you interesting us for?
Kibler's playing pretty fast, which is interesting because I know Kibler tends to also like think a lot, and there's like other things that you really want to consider before like you roll immediately. But that also could mean that Kibler's just looking for 1 or 2 things only. So for example, Kibler had the opportunity to pick up a Toxfin. Toxfin is a 4-star Murloc that gives a friendly Murloc poisonous. And this old Murkai is a Murloc. And to give it poisonous is a really powerful effect. That being said, had Kibler bought it, he wouldn't be able to afford this Cave Hydra, which also damages minions next to whoever attacks, and that cleave is also fairly important.
What I'm curious about is when he plays that Cave Hydra, do you think he'll get rid of the kindly grandmother here so he can ensure that Beast gets a buff? Do you have enough health to play around that?
It
does.
It's a painful exchange, but something you might have to do.
I think it's necessary. You need that cleave. You need it to be big. You're already buffing a Shredder, so you don't want to go into Mech Reaper later on. I like the play. It's bold.
Oh,
see if it pays off.
interesting. Hold on, Kibler's not even hero powering. Oh my goodness. He left 1 gold up here, as you can see, and he had the opportunity to Reborn Rights, but he didn't. I want to ask him about that.
Well,
that's a really interesting decision. I think it's because he wants to get maximum death battle spots, but I feel like you still want to get that hero power down. Look at this. One thing I didn't notice is that he's fighting Kalento, his teammate. So he's trying not to be too strong because he doesn't want to eliminate Kalento.
Oh,
what a good guy Brian Kibler
I know.
is. Huh?
Look at Yogg. Yogg's down to 8 HP, right? So he's trying to stop as much damage as possible. Even if he does get the win here,
he has the health to give. Like, he can lose and like try to soft throw this round.
Yeah, I love teamwork. I really do. It makes me so happy when people work together.
This is brilliant.
Will it pay off? Do they trade?
I think they're going to tie. They're going to tie. Brian Kibler with the 200 IQ going to exchange and tie perfectly to ensure no members of Rust Bucket loses health this round.
What an incredible play. Dare I say, is that the play of the tournament? It keeps both teammates in it. They both go to the next round, which allows them to build up their compositions, and they don't knock each other out, which is obviously a hindrance to what they're trying to do in the game.
Very nice moves all around. That's something that we didn't really expect to focus on for a team tournament, but it makes total sense to consider keeping Kalento alive as opposed to just trying to power through. And I wonder if other teams have been doing that, we just haven't caught it on broadcast. Sure. That seemed to be the most pronounced and worked out perfectly.
Now, we did lose our 7th player during that exchange. RDU has fallen victim, at least unable to pull out the win there so far.
Looks like Dog eliminated him with 15. Brutal string of games there for RDU, but looks like his teammates are still going to hang in there with Dog in 2nd place currently. And now, Kibler weighing if he wants to play this amalgam onto the board and fill his board space. Usually, even though you want to have multiple death rattle goes off, like for example, if the Sneasel Shredder dies in this rightmost position, it's going to come back with Reborn. And if it comes back with Reborn and you don't have enough board space, it's not going to summon.
I think he's also worried about what if my Cave Hydra doesn't get hit here with the buff from the Light Fang, which is something he desperately needs as he moves into the late game.
Yeah, precisely. He has a Murloc, a Beast, a Mech, and Effective Demon through the Amalgam. If he plays the 2nd Amalgam, it might draw the Light Fang buff.
Yeah.
That's probably the main reason why he's thinking about that.
Smart play there. I think I agree with it totally. You want that Cave Hydra to be huge. Attack comes in, hits the poison. Divine shield action equals no action whatsoever.
Chocobar's playing the Akazam. Has the Mage Secret, which makes me think it's Ice Block.
That Cave Hydra getting the buff too got him 2 kills as well.
Not. It's Effigy.
Oh, wow. Who picks that?
It's a Bulvar.
Yikes. Unfortunate.
I mean, Effigy could make sense if you have it attached to a very expensive unit. But it's hard. You need a lot of understanding of what you need to do. Wow, look at that attack. Kibler attacks into the poisonous Cold Light Seer. That could have potentially changed this entire battle.
See if the Shredder is going to be able to hold on for him here. The Shredder eating up some damage.
Yeah.
Nicely. Will deal with the over there as well. The Shredder goes in. It's going to be reborn as well.
Oh, it's my X-No. That's huge.
That is pretty
Oh my
massive.
gosh.
Can he get the hit there on the jump bot? No. Oh my. Okay. Oh, he's going to trade though with it.
And somehow against the odds, once again, Brian Kibler, king of bronze and ties.
That's exciting. I got a big old smile on my face. That's incredible. And now, this is actually something that a high-level player needs to figure out if they want to do. If they want to have 2 amalgams on the board, or if they want to go ahead and combine them all together and make it into an extra unit and get a 6-star. And in some cases, someone argue keep your double amalgams on the board because you want to get buffs. But he's got his entire setup here with his Light Fang, and he has the units he wants to get buffed. So he'd rather go in for the additional stats, get the amalgam on the board, and then pick up a unit here that typically will not have a tribe since you already have your units picked up. And he picks up a fun little card that some folks pass up on, and I would beg you to keep an eye on this card in particular, Kangor's Apprentice. Whenever she gets picked off, she will spawn 2 friendly mechs that have already been killed off. And guess what? You have that reborn mechanic here with the Shredder. If you can get that Shredder to die first and her die afterwards, double Shredder on the field.
Yep, and it looks like Kibler is going to rearrange the position, just like you mentioned, so that the mech could die a little bit earlier. The only challenge is that the cleave would hit the Kangor's Apprentice.
But the reborn.
And the reborn does allow it to bring it back.
Exactly, he's got a contingency plan. Perfectly done here. And this can just show what the Lich King can pull off, man, if you're able to find those right cards.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
Wait. Outplayed, outskilled, outplayed.
Kibler attacked first with the Light Fang. Oh, that hurts so bad.
And the Zap came in and just took her out, and there was no spawn.
But Regis only has the junk bot, really. And I don't know if that's enough.
We'll have to watch it unfold. There is 3 microbots that can be picked up. Excuse me, 5 microbots that will continue to buff up that junk bot.
It's gonna be close.
It is. It's gonna have to come down to order here.
It depends if Kibler can get enough value trades, and if he has things. Oh, that's a big snipe.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like Regis is gonna be able to get the better of Kibler this battle.
It looks like it. The numbers are just lining up, and Regis is gonna be able to grab the pick, and he'll hit the Lich King with a total of 10 HP.
Akazam bites the dust, but Chocobars lands into the top 4. And we're gonna switch over to Regis Kilbin, who is able to get that win. Regis with an anthology of mech units. I feel like he's trying to play Jin with mechs. Let's go ahead and listen in to Regis.
No, you gave me more advice than I had before. So I had 0 information, and you gave me a. So that's no, it's been we teamed up. Yeah, that's what we got to do.
Ah, you
That's
can
what
hear
we gotta
Regis
do.
and Choco are sharing information about the opponents they play in the same lobby. Very nice team sharing.
Down to like nothing, like an idiot.
It's almost imperative. You really need that teamwork here in this tournament, and people are getting better at it as every round goes by. We've already seen an amazing play earlier with Kibler and crew.
You're running out of time, Regis.
I got it. I got it.
Oh, he can hear
I
us?
didn't roll, but I got it.
Regis, you got this win?
Listening
Let us
to
know.
Casters.
That's bad positioning, though.
That's okay, it
Bad
happens.
positioning.
Those are supposed to be noise-canceling headphones. At least pretend like you can't hear us, Regis.
I got it.
He's got this, he says. Regis, before we leave you, are you going to win?
Am I gonna win? Am I gonna win? Am I gonna win? Am I gonna win? Am I gonna win? Oh, that's such a good attack.
It's looking 50-50. Actually depends on what happens in the death battles here.
Yeah.
Okay, we got
That
one
Coiler's
more
huge.
Divine Shield guy.
Cano egg,
Come on.
buffs. Ooh, it attacks first, so the buffs go across everybody. That changes things, Dan.
Not great. That's pretty bad, actually. Come on, one. I need my Harvest One to die. I need my Harvest One to die. Okay, Divine Shield again. That's enough. It should be enough, right? Terrible attack. Terrible attack. Oh no! I'm dead. I dead? Yeah, I'm dead. Oh. I had a positioning error. I had a positioning error.
Oh no.
It's my fault. I shouldn't have put the
Regis. 13 is enough. Regis out of the top 3. Ends in 3rd place. Dog from Megafins. Slaying yet another member of the lobby. Let's check in with Mr. Brian Kibler, who have a fated match against Dog for the 1st place. Kibler, once again, by the way, he has not dropped out of the top 4 a single time in this entire tournament. Every other player, I feel like, we probably go back and check it, but I think Kibler might be the only player that's placed top 4 every single game, and he is challenging for 1st.
But he will be facing off against Dog, and Dog was able to win his last lobby before we went into intermission. He's been securing wins, him and Hafu both, for their team. Can he pull out another victory? It is going to be a 1v1, setting up for another poison on top of that amalgam, getting some buffs mixed in as well, just trying to help out with the numbers. And he also has his wolf over here on the far left, which will be buffing the amalgams, as well as that Coiler that has that death rattle. And the Cave Hydra.
I like the alternation of the attacks, making sure that his Divine Shields are spread with the amalgam. You don't want a cleave effect to hit multiple Divine Shields, so you don't want a Cave Hydra or a Foe Reaper to hit, so you have Bran tank it. Having Bran next to a taunt minion will absorb that cleave effect and make it almost nothing.
All right, Reborn comes out. Let's see how the trades pay off. Hydra connects, get rid of the Divine Shield. It's gonna be that 44-52 that we gotta keep an eye on.
Kibler's board is big. Khadgar comes out. That's potentially another really big moment. Nah, never mind. Khadgar's tax. If he had more summons, it would have been a huge deal, though.
All right, we'll see if they can make this work. The only problem with microbots being spawned as well is that on the far right, when the Arthas minion gets picked off, they can spawn those microbots. So we're gonna have to try and dodge that.
Most likely will.
Kibler doing what he can. And Malcolm holds strong. There's a spawn. Where are these? Oh my gosh, another Sneeds. Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh, that's 3.
That's a lot of stats to chew through. I mean, Dog has a huge Battle Master, but Kibler, what comes out of this?
Spawns?
A zap.
A zap? Not enough.
And with that, how much damage does Dog deal?
5, 6, 11. 1 off lethal. What an incredible matchup there. That was insane to watch, even with all those death rattles, unable to pull out the win.
All right, so Kibler trying to figure out how he can best turn the tides. He's at 1 HP, and that was a pretty close battle. He can further optimize by squeezing in more powerful plays than just the Light Fang, because the Light Fang Enforcer, while very solid, when it comes to combat, it's just a 2-2. So maybe you want to actually look for something more. Cold Light Seer for extra health.
Just keeping the stats running, make sure everything is going up. Denoy comes in, hits Needs, looking for that quick death. I like that taunt. Making sure that he can get full value on this board. He'll play his Reborn.
Woo. Kibler with the lightning speed plays, finds a second Cave Hydra, but not able to freeze. A little bit slow on the gun, but still should be okay. This will still be a competitive match here.
Attack comes in, busts across the board. Another hit on the Divine Shield. Wow, that Divine Shield amalgam just destroyed.
The poisons are going to trade here. And it comes down to the death rattles versus the big stats.
Big swipe though. Hits a Coiler, hits Bran as well. Here's the death rattles you were talking about.
No, those are bad death rattles. Oh my goodness.
Are we gonna get an extra round? It looks like it.
We'll see. It really depends. This Battle Master has 85 health. That's a lot to chew through.
Spawns is another Sneeds. Another spawn as well.
Look at the teams. They're surrounding and watching along. Kalento cheering on Kibler. The Beast. That stats the other way.
Oh
no! And Bolvar is going to be not enough attack. Dog wins by 1 HP. Dog gets another win back to back and puts Megafins potentially in a position to overtake the Rust Buckets for the first time this tournament, as a high five from Kibler, recognizing how well Dog played, and both, of course, going at it back and forth. Tim is standing by, ready to interview one of the players. Who you got, Tim?
I actually am coming over here to hang out with Kibler. Kibler, you land second place, but you have been a Legends tournament. You are completely consistent. Is it because of your gameplay, or is that a plan for your team right now?
I mean, we're all playing individually. I mean, we're consulting each other, periodically. Oh, what do you think about this? What do you think? I mean, we obviously saw, the whole team was huddled around my game, and we were top 2 there. So I mean, we're definitely working well as a team.
Honestly, I got to ask you about the Sneeds plays at the end there. You got them nice and buffed up. You were looking for the death rattles, and there were some incredible turnovers there with your Reborn. Were you just unfortunate in your trades at the end, or do you think Dog just had an incredible board?
The big problem, I actually ran into Dog like mid-game, and he had that Battle Master. And the Battlemaster was too big for me then, and like I needed more poisonous. I tried to find Toxfin with Primal Fin Lookout for my Merc guy. I just was never able to find another unit that could actually kill it after my initial Amalgam died.
Okay.
So that was really the big problem, was like the 76 health Battlemaster that the rest of my team just couldn't kill. I could go through, 4 legendaries, whatever it was, and none of them are big enough other than that one Mech Knight it hit at one time.
I mean, you had amazing plays. The one big play in particular, I feel like, was the play of the tournament. It was actually when you faced off against Kalento, and you guys wound up tying up. Was that planned? Did you discuss it?
Every time we run into each other, we're like, okay, how do we draw? How do we figure out the way that we can actually mitigate the most damage to one another? Like very frequently, we'll be leveling up on turns that we play against each other, and like I played against Amaz, for instance, another game where I actually just open forted with Patchwork. I just sold my second unit to level up, and he just didn't put units in and sold off units to reroll because he didn't want to do damage to me, and that was just better for his position. So there's a lot of actual teamwork going on there as well.
Wow, incredible plays from this team. And before I throw to Dan, I just want to ask you: are you guys going to pull out this victory? We got a couple more rounds left over.
It's close. It's close. I mean, yes, the answer is yes.
Okay.
But we're gonna make all sweat for it.
Awesome. Well, sounds good. Incredible play from you, man. Glad to see what you've been doing. We're going to go ahead and continue keeping this tournament running, as I'm going to throw it over to Dan, and we'll get ready for our next match.
All right, so you heard it from Rust Buckets. The teamwork is on point. Let's take a look at the standings of Lobby A and find out who was able to get points for their teams. Dog was able to get that extra point, landing in first place once again. Doing really big work for Megafins. Brian Kibler for Rust Buckets, able to get the second place spot, but shout out to Team Rabid Rangers getting 3rd and 4th place with Chocolate Bards and Regis Kilbin landing to a top 4.
Yeah, Regis been having a bit of a hard tournament so far, but finally pulling in that top 4, hit both him and Choco. Really looking to finally start breaking that point. They've been in 4th, I believe, the entire tournament so far, and I want to see if that's going to be changing for them as we figure out the full standings. Over in Lobby B, though, Surrender pulls out the win, and that seems to be the story of Surrender. Getting full victories or falling in the bottom half, unfortunately. It seems to really be playing for those aggressive strats, and they either pay off big or they don't.
That's right, Firebat, Amaz, and Vin's able to wrap it up, which means that Rust Buckets is still in first place, but they pull ahead by 1 point. They were both tied, I believe, in the low 30s, and now Rust Buckets with that 1 point advantage. Doombringer is kind of bringing up a little bit of that rear, trying to close that gap. But Rabid Rangers still has a lot of ground to make up in these last 2 rounds. We do have a replay to show you some of the highlights of Surrender's path to victory, which would be his 2nd time winning in these lobbies. So Surrender looking like he's going for an all-mech composition.
Got AF Bay here, and moving into the full mech composition, the Iron Sensei being buffed up completely to 1410. But of course, that's something that allows for you to excel into the late game, and it seems like it's been paying off here. Well, we have a total of 5 members left at this point in the lobby, and he's able to continue to hold his best here. Oh my gosh, looks like he may actually take a little bit of damage here, so I want to see how this pays off for him later.
Yep, playing the AFK hero, which allows him to pass the first couple of turns and discover a Tavern Tier 3 and 4 minion. As he is going up against some other really commonly seen heroes, Patchwork, as well as Queen Togwoggle, which is pretty interesting. You don't actually see that hero too often, but situationally very useful because it gives 1 health to a lot of different tribes. Queen Togwoggle's hero power for, I believe, 1 gold gets to give 1 health to a Murloc, a Demon, a Beast, and a Mech.
Man, I want to see how Surrender is able to pull out this win, because so far things have been not going well for him. Does he go down to low HP? This looks like it's going to be a big hit. Let's see what connects with him here. 5 on top of that into 10, so he goes down to 5 health in total. But he has 2 cleaves. He buffs up a Cave Hydra, has the Reaper as well.
That's where it was.
And gets the 4 taunts, the battle cries. In the final moments, a 1v1 against his opponent.
This double cleave is silly. 36 damage?
Oh yeah, there's no Divine Shield here.
Over 100 damage dealt both ways if they get optimal attacks. That's just so much to come back from.
It really is, and you just see her board get completely destroyed. Miss Piggy having a hard day here, man, as Surrender able to clean it up with all of those swipes.
Did you just call my queen a pig?
I did. I'm sorry, man. I apologize.
It's okay.
Is it gonna be okay? Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Looks like Surrender cleans up with exacties on the 10. We're gonna let that slide by. And we're gonna go into lobby number 6 with the Doombringers able to get that 5 minutes, or 5 points.
Yeah.
As we're about to take a few minutes to get ready for round number 6. So with that, the stage has been set for the second to last lobby. When we come back, we're gonna have more action here live from California for the Hearthstone Battlegrounds Brawl event.